Pull up a chair. This is the Pattaya Red Pill Report. You think incels are just basement dwellers with no game? Nah. Every man, yes, even the six-packed alpha-smashing girls in Walking Street has been involuntarily celibate. If you've ever wanted sex and got denied, guess what? You wore the incel badge that night. This isn't about losers. This is about the choice all men face. Walk away with your dignity or become a monster. And the sad truth? Society doesn't reward the restraint. It mocks it. Let's unpack what she really wants and why none of it includes your feelings. Before we rip through the raw truth, hit that subscribe button and drop a comment if you've ever been slapped with the incel label just for not simping. And if you want more savage truths about nightlife survival, check out A Degenerate's Guide, where we teach you how to move in Pattaya without getting fleeced. Or if you're into twisted stories from the trenches, hit up Thai Life Chronicles, where chaos, sex, and regret collide like a bad decision at 3 a.m., the universal male experience. Let's get something straight. Every man on this planet has had his dick go on strike because no one clocked in for the job. Rich, denied. Jacked, denied. Famous, denied. Even in Pattaya, where the walls sweat estrogen and the sidewalks are paved with booty, you still get turned down. It doesn't matter how smooth you are. At some point, a girl's gonna hit you with a smile, a laugh, and then walk off with some Korean dude who said 5 words and threw 3,000 baht like confetti. And in that moment, you are an incel. You want it, she doesn't. End of transaction. So this idea that only ugly, awkward guys are incels, it's bullshit. The only difference is frequency. Some dudes get rejected once a month. Others, 5 times a night. But we all wear that no pussy for you stamp eventually. Even Casanova didn't bat 1,000. Even Greek gods got ghosted. Hell, if rejection made you a loser, every man alive is a loser. And guess what? That includes you. The red pill flip. Why incel isn't an insult. Here's where the logic train derails into clown world. A man gets rejected, walks away, doesn't beg, doesn't rage, doesn't force, and he's the villain? They mock him for respecting the no. They call him pathetic for not violating boundaries. They shame him for doing exactly what society claims it wants from men. You know what that is? Punishing obedience. And that's how you breed monsters. Because the real divide isn't between the guys who get laid and the ones who don't. It's between men who respect consent. And men who don't give a fuck. You want to know who wasn't an incel? Genghis Khan. Not because he was hot, not because women lined up for his seed, but because he didn't take no for an answer. Literally. And history rewarded him with bloodlines that still echo today. That's the unspoken truth women won't say out loud. They're terrified of that kind of man. But they're also kind of turned on by him. Still want to mock the guy who chooses decency over domination? The Pattaya exception? Or is it? Now let's bring it home. The promised land, the playground, the meat market buffet where every man thinks he's about to feast. But even here, you're not guaranteed shit. You think just because you got a drink in your hand and a hard-on in your shorts that every chick's gonna say yes? Nah, bro. Some girls will straight up look you dead in the face and go, no boom boom for you. Maybe she doesn't like your vibe. Maybe your negotiation sucked. Maybe she just saw someone with a better watch. Whatever the reason, rejection still happens here. And it hits just as hard. And some dudes, they melt down. They call her a bitch. They throw a tantrum. They sulk like the world betrayed them. That ain't red pill. That's toddler shit. But the guys who get it, they nod, take the L, and move the fuck on. Because in Pattaya, another one is always walking by. Rejection here isn't a wall, it's a revolving door. The game doesn't stop just because you didn't score this time. Power, restraint, and respect. Here's the raw truth nobody likes to say out loud. Men have the power. Physical, financial, psychological, we're built to impose will. But the mark of a real man, he doesn't. He holds the line, he could push, he could pressure, but he doesn't. Not because he's weak, but because he's strong enough not to act like a fucking animal. When a girl rejects you and you walk away without begging, threatening, or whining, you're not an incel. You're the last thread holding this damn society together. You're honoring the social contract. You respect her right to say no, even though everything in your DNA is screaming to dominate. That's the deal we all pretend we agreed to. Until some chick laughs in your face and calls you a loser for respecting her choice, the truth is, restraint is the only thing separating you from monsters like Genghis. And if restraint makes you an incel, then brother, wear that fucking label like a badge of goddamn honor. Who's really the loser? Let's flip this whole insult on its head. You ever seen a rich dude mocking broke guys for not shopping in his store? Like, ha, you peasants can't afford my $10,000 watch. Sounds like a jackass, right? Now imagine women doing the same thing. Mocking men for not coercing them, laughing at guys who walk away when told no, calling them creepy or incels just because they didn't rage or beg. That's what we're doing. We're punishing men for respecting women's consent. And guess what happens when you punish someone for following the rules? They stop following the fucking rules. You don't need to celebrate restraint. You don't need to hand out awards for basic decency. But when you start mocking it, you're tempting fate because that mockery breeds resentment. And resentment, that's what fuels the monsters you pretend don't exist. So the next time you hear some chick laugh and call a respectful dude an incel, just remember, the villain isn't the guy who walked away. It's the crowd cheering while they mock him. Pattaya lessons. Rejection isn't the end. Here in Pattaya, rejection is part of the damn rhythm. You're not going to smash every night. You're not entitled to a yes just because you bought her a drink or flashed a few bills. Sometimes the girl you want says no. Sometimes the stunner dips the second a high roller walks in. Sometimes your night ends with a cold shower and a warm hand. That doesn't make you a failure. It makes you a man playing the game without crying when the dice lands wrong. The smart degenerates, they don't simp, they don't snap, they just pivot. Because Pattaya is a place where you can lose at 10 p.m. and win by 10:15. Every bar, every club, you've got another shot. You just have to keep your frame and your standards. Remember, rejection here isn't permanent, it's just a reset. And the ones who get bitter, who spiral, who rage at the game, and they're the ones who stay losers. Not because they got denied, but because they couldn't fucking handle it like men. If you're tired of being shamed for doing the right thing, drop a comment below. Tell the world you're not a monster just because you respected the rules. And if you want more unfiltered truth bombs like this, hit subscribe. Check out A Degenerate's Guide if you want tactical, raunchy survival playbooks for nightlife mayhem. And Thai Life Chronicles if you want to laugh at the beautiful chaos that is my actual life in Thailand. Support the movement through Patreon, buy me a coffee, or just by not being a dumbass in the comments. Links below. Respect if you ride with us. All men are incels at some point, and not just the broke ones, not just the awkward ones. All of us. It's not about whether you've been rejected. It's about what you do when it happens. Do you respect her no and walk away like a fucking man? Or do you implode, lash out, and become the very thing women fear? You don't earn points for begging. You don't build respect by forcing. But you do gain power by choosing restraint, especially when the beast inside you wants blood. So next time someone mocks you for being an incel, just smile. Because that means you chose decency. And in a world this upside down, that's the real rebellion. I'm Josh, and this was your Pattaya Red Pill Report. If the truth hurts, good. That means you're still alive. See you next round.